Okay, hello students. Today's topic is called Halloween Scary Fairies. And although you might think fairies aren't that scary, you'll see in the article that we're going to read today how this originated. Okay, so basically we're talking about the history of Halloween. Okay, so yeah, let's start with today's word pronunciations. We have a lot of kind of ancient or maybe a bit of religious words. So like or ghoul. So this is like a kind of scary Halloween monster. It's kind of like cool, but replaced with this G letter. So it's ghoul, not gahow or gal. It's ghoul. Okay. So next we have Celts, which is a type which is a group of people that lived in Ireland. So it's Celts, not Celts. Okay, so this is a hard C. Next we have Samhain. I know this sounds like Samhain, but Samhain, it's a holiday that's celebrated by the people of the Celts. Okay, next we have eerie, which is like strange or mysterious in like a creepy way. So it's an adjective, so it describes words to like the eerie haunted house or something. Okay. Next we have priest. So this I and the E make an E sound. So priest. That's a religious leader. Okay. So priest. And then next, finally, we have mischief. So it's not mischief, although over here it says E. Over here it says it. Okay. So this E does not pronounce itself, so it's mischief. Like Mr. Chiff or mischief. Okay. Okay, can I have any volunteers to try to pronounce this word, please? Isaac, would you like to try this first word?
Gold.
Very good, cool. Jagger, can you pronounce the second word, please?
Okay. Seventh.
Okay, good try. It's actually pronounced Celts, so it's a hard K. Okay, try again. Try again, Jagger.
Cat.
That's better. Good. Okay, oops. Next, apple. Can you pronounce this one, please? I know it looks pretty hard. Let's give it a try. No? Okay, back to you, Isaac. Can you pronounce this word, please?
Samhain.
It's not Samhain. I know it looks like it, but it's actually pronounced Samhain. I know that's really strange. It's like Samhain. We don't pronounce this M, and we don't pronounce this H. Instead, we have like this W sound in the middle, so it's Samhain. Okay. Okay, Jagger, pronounce this word, please.
Okay. Aaron.
So here we have a double E, which usually pronounces E. Okay, so eerie, like your ear and then E.
Eerie.
Much better. Thanks. Isaac, back to you. Pronounce this word.
Priest.
Very close. This I and the E makes E sound again like this. So it's priest. Okay, not priest. It's a priest. Okay. And last one, Angel. Can you try pronouncing this last word?
Mischief.
Thank you. So it is indeed pronounced mischief. Right, so for today's little English lesson, we're going to go over annotation, which is the process of making notes or comments as you read a piece of text, okay? And there are quite a few benefits, such as helping you process what you read. So instead of just scanning over the text, you have to like actually think about it, right? So annotation helps you process it while you read. and it also slows down your reading, which is good because you have to take the time to actually think about it, to process it, right? And also it acts as a bookmark when you need to go back to the text. So say if you're doing a book report and you've annotated a piece that you know is important, instead of flipping through the entire book to try to find that place, you can just go to the annotation that you've made, and yeah, that's like it's a really good jumping to point, I guess you could say. So annotation can be in the form of like highlighting or underlining and making comments. Okay, so for today we have like 6 steps for annotation. Pretty simple. So 1, circle unfamiliar words. Pretty simple. So just circle the words that you don't know and then later look them up like in a dictionary. Okay. Number 2, mark a question mark where you don't understand. So if you don't know or what the text is saying, you can make a question mark there and then maybe ask for someone to help you there. Similar to this one, third one, draw an exclamation mark. Where the text surprised you or like caught your attention. So if you see like the text says a really interesting fact, you can put an exclamation mark there. And also for these 2 steps, be sure to like highlight it. Otherwise, if you just put a question mark somewhere, you might not know where you indicated it. Okay. And then step 4, mark a star that shows a key point or an interesting or like an important detail. So if it's like a main idea, key point, anything like that, again, highlight it or underline it and mark a star there. Okay. And the next 2 doesn't really involve like underlining or highlighting. It's more like making a comment. So step 5, summarize the paragraph in your own words. So kind of like making a comment down the side. This helps you like understand it if you put it in your own words, like the entire information. So leaving out the little details, including the main key points. Okay, and final step, make a connection with the text. So make a connection from the text to yourself, to the world, or another text that you've already read. Okay, so those are the 6 steps. Now instead of just me summarizing it for you, I have this little spinner, as you can see, and we're gonna spin that, and yeah, we'll do this step by step for the article that we're gonna read today. Alright, sound good? Okay, so here I have an example paragraph. It talks about technology and inventions. Would anyone like to read this out loud for me? Jagger, can you read this out loud for me, please? Just this paragraph.
Okay, our world runs on rich the teach knowledge, gadgets, and gizmos like computers, cell phones, and cars that drive themselves. The history of teach knowledge is built on story after story of great inventors and their brilliant ideas. But where do these ideas come from, and what does it take to bring them to life? To transform a concept into a product, the work doesn't stop with an inventor's ingenuity. In fact, the real work begins after the light bulb moment.
Thank you, Jagger. So let's say I've just read this entire paragraph and I don't know what this word says. So what is gizmo? So I can circle it, right, and put a little question mark there to note that I have to look it up. And then here it says, the history of technology is built on story after story of great inventors. So I can make a connection here. Like, this reminds me of great inventors like Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell, and Ben Franklin, right? So here I've made a connection to the text, to my previous knowledge. And then over here, ingenuity. What if I don't know that word? Well, I can just circle it and put a question mark there. So again, this notes that I have to look it up later. And then finally, here it says the real work begins after the light bulb moment. So this seems like it's going to introduce what the article is going to be about. So I can underline it and then put a star there because it highlights a key detail. Okay. So here I pretty much annotated everything that I needed to. So notice how I'm not annotating every single paragraph or every single sentence. That's because if you just underline everything like this, nothing is going to stand out. Okay, just underline or circle anything that catches your attention or is really important, okay, to help you understand the text better. All right. So now, again, like I said, for our article today, instead of me just summarizing the paragraphs, I'm going to spin this little spinner, and you're going to do those 6 annotation activities. All right. Okay, so again, it's called Halloween Scary Fairies by Jennifer Muscato, published in 2022. So in this text, Jennifer Muscato explains the interesting history of Halloween. All right, would anybody like to start reading here, please? Isaac, can you start here then? Can you start here, please?
Ghosts, ghouls, goblins, and fairies? We don't usually think of fairies as spooky Halloween creatures. However, if you traveled down the streets of ancient Irish village on the night of October 31st, you would hide from them.
Thank you. Apple, would you like to continue down here, please?
Halloween began with the Celts, who lived in Ireland over 2,000 years ago. Back then, the holiday was an end of summer harvest feast, called
Samhain.
Samhain, a time when cattle and sheep were bought to close pastures and food stored for the winter. Samhain also marked the Celt New Year. On Samhain Eve, the Celts believe that ghosts are dead walked the earth as they crossed to the underworld, and that fairies and demons came out from hiding. The Celt spoke of fairy as the good folk, so as not offend them if any were listening, but they also feared them, especially on this night.
Thank you, Apple. So, do I have any volunteers who'd like to go for this first try on the spinner? So I'm just going to spin this. Okay, make a connection with the text and be sure to highlight it. So does any of these 2 paragraphs remind you of anything you've seen or heard before? Anybody? Angel? So can you make a connection with the text? It can be text to self, text to world, or text to text. Angel? No? Okay, Jagger, can you make a connection with the text? So you can connect with anything that's written here.
Okay.
So take a look. Anything that catches your attention or reminds you of anything? It's okay if you don't. Jagger, do you have a response now? Or do you want to take another annotation activity? Do you want me to spin the spinner again?
I don't know.
Okay, I can spin it again. Okay, circle a word you don't know. So any words that you don't know here?
Okay.
Anything? Okay, so you've circled Halloween began with the Celts. So which word are you referring to? Or you don't know this at all, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So here you've circled that this fact that Halloween began with the Celts. Okay, good start. Yeah, okay, I guess we can continue. Alright. Angel, can you continue reading over here, please?
If you saw a glimpse of an iris fairy, it might have looked like a tiny person, but some could change size and shape. Their dancing and beautiful music were enchanting to humans, but out, fairies had tempers. They got angry if you both bothered them or spoiled their fun. On Samhain Eve, you might come across fairies in a field dancing with ghosts, or playing pranks and causing mischief. If you upset them, they could spoil your crops, bring nasty weather, or even kidnap you to fairyland.
Okay, Angel, let's do a little annotation activity for this little paragraph. So, draw an exclamation mark where the text surprised you. So, be sure to highlight it or underline it. So, is there any place that the text surprised you? You can annotate it on my screen. Yes, Jagger, I see you unmuted. Okay. Okay, so Angel, if let's say I didn't, or let's say that this sentence surprised me, then I could like underline it and just put an exclamation mark like that. Okay, so let's say fairies had bad tempers. That's some place that surprised me. I can just annotate it like this. Okay. So is there any place that surprised you? Angel? No. Okay, Isaac, can you tell me any place that the text surprised you in this little paragraph? So take a look.
They would kidnap you to fairyland.
So if this surprised you, you can underline it and put an exclamation mark there. Yes, that is very surprising, right? And I kind of wonder how they would do that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Isaac. Yeah. Just annotate it like that. Okay. And would you like to continue reading over here? Isaac? Isaac, would you like to continue reading here, please?
On Samhain Eve, the Celts feared a polka most all. This mysterious type of fairy often appeared as a yellow-eyed black horse. It liked scaring people, taking them for wild rides, and trampling their crops and spooking their farm animals.
Great reading, Isaac. Just another reminder, this is pronounced Samhain, not Samhain. I know its spelling is really strange. It's just pronounced Samhain. Okay, so let's do another one. Okay, circle a word you don't know. Apple, would you like to circle a word you don't know, either in these two paragraphs? So any words that you don't recognize? Okay, yeah, you circled puka. Right, I didn't know that word either. Yeah, I guess you could search it up online or in a dictionary. Right, okay, great. Okay, moving on. I guess I can continue reading. Oops. In a Celtic village, you did all you could to protect yourself from unkind fairies and ghosts on Samhain Eve. You left sweets out to keep them well fed. Your priests and wise ones, the druids, lit huge bonfires on hilltops to drive them away. You made sure your potatoes were dug, your oats stacked, and your cattle pastured nearby. If you left your house, you disguised yourself in a scary mask so that the real goblins would think you are one of them. You may even have marched in a freaky parade with your costumed neighbors, hoping to lead the spirits out of your village. Okay, let's see which one we get this time. Okay, this one again. Draw an exclamation mark where the text surprised you. Jagger, would you like to try this?
That
Or anything that caught your attention?
hoping to lead the spirits out of your village.
So, your priests and wise ones lit huge bonfires on hilltops? Or somewhere else?
Lit huge bonfires on hilltops to drive them away.
Yes, that is very interesting or surprising. Yeah, so very good. So this paragraph is talking about how the Celtic village did all they could to protect themselves, such as keeping them well fed by letting out sweets, lighting huge bonfires, like this is like a very big fire pit on hilltops to drive them away, digging out their potatoes, stacking their oats, keeping their cattle or their cows nearby. So if they ever left their houses, they disguised themselves in a mask like this, maybe, so that the real creatures would think that you were one of them. And you may have even marched in a parade with your costumed neighbors to lead the spirits out of your village. Right? Very interesting. Okay, next. Angel, can you continue reading here, please?
As hundreds of years passed, people from other lands added their own traditions to Samhain. Missionaries to Ireland turned the pagan holiday into a Christian festival honoring the scared dead called All Saints. Day or All Halloween Day. Hallows Day.
Mhm.
The night before this holy day became All Hallows Eve, and then Halloween. Still, Samhain lived on in many ways. People throughout Europe continue to fear fairies, wear costumes, and drive out ghosts. In October 31, they even carved candlelit turnips into Aries faces and placed them outside to keep spirits away. The first jack-o'-lanterns.
Thank you, Angel. So once again, this word is pronounced Samhain, not Samhain. Okay. So yeah, let's do this little activity. Okay, draw an exclamation mark where the text surprised you again. Would anyone like to draw this? Okay, Isaac, can you draw or annotate on my screen where the text surprised you? I know there's a lot of places where the text surprised me. So I saw you put somewhere here, right? So, okay, so I presume you're saying that this place surprised you? That they carved turnips into eerie faces? Right? Yeah, that is a pretty interesting thing. You've also highlighted All Saints Day, so like, or over here, Samhain lived on in many ways. Yes, that is interesting. So, although it's like over 2,000 years where the Celts feared fairies, it still is here because we still have Halloween, right? It just changed a little over time. Like, first it became All Saints Day and then All Hallows Day, and then the day before is All Hallows Eve, which is then shortened to be Halloween. So yeah, it still lives on in many ways, and yes, that is interesting. So just a little kind of recap. So as hundreds of years have passed, other people from other lands have added their own traditions to Samhain. So missionaries to Ireland turned this holiday into a Christian festival which honors the dead, or the sacred dead. Okay, and then they call this All Hallows Day or All Saints Day. And by the way, pagan is like is an adjective, and it describes like a holiday, or it describes something that that's related, that honors multiple gods. So the Christians turned that into a festival honoring the dead instead. Okay, so that's one way they changed it. And then here it says people throughout Europe continued to fear fairies, wear costumes, and drive out ghosts on October 31st. And again, they carved candlelit turnips into these eerie faces, or scary faces, and placed them outside their porch to keep the bad spirits away. Okay, and those were the first jack-o'-lanterns, right? Okay, Apple, can you continue reading this last paragraph, please? Apple? Okay, Jagger, can you finish off, please, here?
Okay, Halloween did not become popular in the until cities until the influx of English immigrants in the late 19th century. Today we spend Halloween having scary fun, not hiding from fairies. Even so, we still crave jack-o'-lanterns and offer sweets at people across the ocean that long ago, so that you step into your creepy custom this October 31. Keep in mind that you are following a 2,000-year-old tradition, and remember the ghosts, goblins, and its publishing. The fairs of Ireland. After all, that they helped invent one of America's most beloved holidays.
Thank you, Jagger. So here we are told that Halloween did not become popular until the influx of Irish immigrants. So influx is like the large flowing in of people or things all at once. So when lots of Irish people immigrated to the U.S., okay, so that's what influx means. And then here it says, today, like the present day, we spend Halloween having scary fun, not hiding from fairies. But although we don't hide from fairies anymore, we still carve jack-o'-lanterns, we still offer sweets, as people across the ocean did long ago. Okay, so and then it goes on to say, as you step into your costume, keep in mind that this is that you're following a 2,000-year-old tradition, which is pretty old, and yeah, remember all the ghosts, goblins, and especially the fairies of Ireland, because they helped invent one of America's most beloved holidays, or one of America's most popular holidays. Okay. Okay. Oops, I just did a short summary of the paragraph. Jagger, would you like to try this? Jagger, your mic is unmuted. No? Okay. Angel, would you like to make a little short summary of this paragraph? Or maybe try this paragraph? Either one. Pick one.
As hundreds of years passed, people from other lands added their own traditions to
Samhain.
Israel to Ireland turned the pagan holiday into a christening festival honoring the scare that caught us.
Okay, Angel. I just want like a summary, not reading the entire thing again. Do you think you would be capable of that? Like just the main details, okay? It's like the main key things that you can take out of the text. Or no. Like just make a little short summary of this paragraph. Or would you like to pass? Okay, Isaac, I see you've been writing on my screen for a while. Can you make a short summary of one of these two paragraphs? Isaac?
People of Irish went to United States.
Okay, so that's a little detail. Go on. I think there's more to these than just Irish people going to the US. So pick out the main details. What's this mainly about? Isaac? So you've had a great start, right? So we had Irish immigrants that arrived in the US in the late 19th century. Apple, do you have anything to add on here? No? Okay, so adding on to what Isaac said, so we had Irish immigrants that came to the US in the 19th century. So although we don't hide from fairies anymore, we still continue this, what's it called? this tradition, although it's like over 2,000 years ago. Yeah, we still continue this tradition, like giving out sweets and wearing costumes on October 31st, right? And yeah, that's kind of basically the short summary for this paragraph. Alright. Okay, now some fun facts about Halloween. Some random nice fun facts. First of all, Halloween was brought to the U.S. By Irish and Scottish immigrants to the U.S. from the late from the late 18th century to the early 19th century. I think this should have been removed. But anyway, yeah, as we've seen in that last paragraph, Halloween was brought to the U.S. by Irish and Scottish immigrants. Okay. Next, children originally received fruits and nuts for trick-or-treating. So instead of hard candies and chocolate that we receive today, children used to have fruits and nuts. So if you think about kind of like, it's kind of like trail mix, right? So it contains dried fruits and salted nuts, right? Next one, 52% of trick-or-treaters prefer chocolate candy such as Snickers, Reese's, or M&M's over hard candy such as lollipops or other sweets. So probably more, this says more than half of trick-or-treaters, or people that go out and celebrate Halloween, they prefer chocolate rather than hard candy like lollipops. Okay, I think this is pretty interesting. I myself, I do prefer chocolate over lollipops, so yeah. Next, Mexico celebrates All Souls Day, also known as Dias de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, on November 2nd. So this is kind of like a bit of the Christian holiday of All Saints Day, right? So they celebrate or they honor the dead, so similar to this Mexican celebration. Okay, and finally, pumpkins are not only orange, but can be grown to be blue, white, or green. So as you can see in my background here, we have orange pumpkins, red pumpkins, yellow pumpkins, white pumpkins, green ones. So although the typical one is orange, like fall leaves, or it's just very typical Halloween symbol, they can be blue, white, or green. Very different, diverse colors. Alright. Okay, now we have some multiple choice questions. So, people in ancient Ireland believed that on Samhain Eve, A, fairies could grant wishes, B, many fairies could be found, C, good fairies tried to defeat bad fairies, or D, demons and fairies fought in the fields. So, which is the correct answer? What do you think? Jagger, can you tell me what you think is the correct answer? So what did people in ancient Ireland believe?
I think it's C.
C? Good fairies tried to defeat bad fairies?
Oh no. It's a B.
It is B. So many fairies could be found, right? These fairies could be charming, but they also had bad tempers, right? Okay, next question. How did Christians change the holiday of Samhain Eve? A, they told people to have parades before visiting their neighbors. B, they changed the holiday to be about honoring the dead. C, they added the idea of trying to drive away scary spirits. Or D, they improved the types of costumes that people wore. Okay, which one is it? Isaac, which one is the correct answer? So how did Christians change this holiday? A, you think it's that they told people to have parades before visiting their neighbors?
C.
They added the idea of trying to drive away scary spirits. So remember, this is Christians. This is quite a bit after. This is not the Celts, okay? It's the Christians. So it's not A or C. Yes, so it is B. They changed it to be about honoring the dead, okay? So that's how the Christians changed this holiday. Okay, and last one. Halloween is different today because A, people do not try to scare away fairies. B, people no longer wear masks. C, people carve jack-o'-lanterns. Or D, people leave out sweets. I think this is pretty easy. Angel, can you tell me the answer to this? Okay, so Apple says people do not try to scare away fairies. Good guess. Angel, do you have an answer? No? Okay. Well, yes, so Apple, you're correct. It is that people do not try to scare away fairies. It's kind of like an old folk tale, right? Okay, some vocabulary time. We have the words glimpse, enchanting, offend, pagan, eerie, and influx. So connect the words to the right definition or the right pictures. All right. So this one, I know it's a little hard to see, but it's a group of people. Okay, so where do we connect the word glimpse? Anybody? Jagger? So what's the definition of glimpse? Or which one do we connect it to? Or do we need the definitions first and then do this?
It's a to anger of or injure someone.
Okay, good guess. But that's not quite the definition. Hang on, let me give you the definitions first. So over here, glimpse means to see something or someone for a very short time or only partly. So it's to see something really for a short time, okay? And then enchanting means very likable or charming or something that's very enjoyable, okay? So like the fairies' music and dancing was very enchanting. Third one, offend. Offend means to anger or annoy someone. So if you offend fairies, they will likely be very angry. Okay. Next one, pagan. So this describes a religion that worships many gods. Okay, so the Christians changed the pagan holiday. And then this one, eerie. So it's strange in a frightening or mysterious way. So the eerie haunted house, or the eerie, I don't know, the eerie pumpkin or something. And finally, influx, which is a large flowing in of people or things at the same time. So the influx of Irish immigrants, right? So the large flowing in of people into the United States. All right. So hopefully now you get these words, and let's try that activity list one more time. So Jagger, can you tell me what glimpse is again? Jagger? Okay, Isaac, can you tell me which one goes with glimpse? Isaac, are you there? Okay, so Apple says this is glimpse. Not quite. This is a group of people. Okay, this is a starred-eyed emoji, and this is 2 eyes. So remember, glimpse is to see something partly, or in a short amount of time. Okay, yeah, good job, Isaac and Apple. So this one is indeed the answer. Glimpse would be this one. Okay. Okay, Isaac, try this one. Enchanting. Okay, Apple says offend is to anger or annoy someone. Very good, that's the right answer. So, Isaac, what is enchanting? Not quite. Enchanting isn't really strange or frightening. So enchanting is not this, so it must be something else, right? Apple, that's a good guess. It's not a group of people. There we go. Jagger is correct. It is enchanting is like this starred-eyed emoji. It's like very charming or very likable. Okay. All right. Thanks. Next word, offend. What does offend mean? I think we've already answered this one. So, yeah. Offend is to anger or annoy someone. So if you offend fairies, they will likely punish you, right? Okay, pagan, yes, so it does describe a religion that worships many gods. Okay, what about eerie? You can guess what eerie means? Isaac, can you tell me what eerie is? So you have these two answers left, right? So eerie does mean strange or frightening in a mysterious way, right? So like the eerie pumpkin or the eerie holiday or something. Okay, yes, and finally influx. Oops, and influx is this word. It's like a large flowing in of a lot of people or things, right? So you have like a big population here. Okay, good job, guys. Right, so we have these vocabulary definitions. Okay, use these words in a sentence. Let's see if we can do this. Alright, so remember, glimpse means to see something or someone for a very short amount of time. So what do you think we can use glimpse in a sentence? Or how can we use it in a sentence? Anybody? Any ideas? Oops. Angel, can you tell me, like, a sentence? How would you include glimpse in a sentence? Like, I caught a glimpse of something. Or Isaac, would you like to try? Or you don't know? It's like you could say, I caught a glimpse of, what should we say? I caught a glimpse of a cat's tail? Or something? Okay, so you're saying fish? I caught a glimpse of fish in the water? Right? Okay, that's a pretty good sentence. I caught a glimpse of a fish in the water. So for a very short time. Okay, what about enchanting? So here it's very likable, charming, or enjoyable. So it's an adjective. It's describing something. Like the enchanting. What do we say? Enchanting something. Angel, Isaac, Apple, any ideas? Okay, so the fish is enchanting. Again, going with the fish again. Fish is enchanting. Or we could spice it up a little, like saying the sparkling fish, or the fish in the sparkling water is enchanting, I guess. Yeah, okay, sounds good. The fish in the sparkling water is enchanting. Okay, good. Offend. So this means to anger or annoy someone. So, how would do we put that in a sentence? Like, I accidentally offended someone. The fish is offending me. How? How's the fish offending you? Okay, so the fish offended me by flicking its tail. Does that sound good? By glubbing? Okay, fish offended me by glubbing. How can we improve this? By glubbing in its bowl. Say this is a pet fish or something. Okay, I guess we can leave it at that. Pagan. It is a religion that worships many gods. So, how would we write a sentence with this? So we could write something like the Okay, Isaac is very confused. I could write something like the sentence in the article, right? So the Christians changed the pagan holiday, right? Does that make sense? Okay. The Christians changed the pagan holiday. I guess we can leave it at that. Okay, good. Okay, you can stop sparing. Eerie, so something that's strange or in a frightening or mysterious way. So maybe you could write fish again. Okay, Isaac, go ahead.
Can I go to the washroom?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. So I guess we could write the eerie atmosphere. So you can say, I was spooked by the house's eerie atmosphere, right? So that's one way you can use the word eerie. And last one, influx. So a large flowing in of people or things at the same time. Anybody? Angel? Any ideas how we can use this in a sentence? Okay, so we could say the influx of what should it be? The influx of how about jack-o'-lanterns? Influx of jack-o'-lanterns in the neighborhood marked Halloween in my community. Something like that, right?
I listen to this.
Very.
So for this word influx, I could say the influx of jack-o'-lanterns in the neighborhood marked Halloween in my community. Alright. Okay. And it looks like it's about 8 o'clock right now. So yeah, that basically concludes today's little lesson. And thank you all three for joining me today on a Halloween day. And yeah, with that said, I hope y'all have a happy Halloween, and I'll see you next time. Bye.